There's only one you, others can only imitate. Introducing the one and only 100% electric BMW i5. Lease a BMW i5 for $699 per month.
Down to the final two after a final week of round 3 hockey where we saw it all. Incredible goalie performances, jaw-dropping goals, big-time hits, awesome fans, and of course, so many sound bites.
Oh my God! Oh my!
Same underwear and socks too, or?
Told you we'd be back.
Poor Jake won't be able to eat.
You know, you go ahead and write whatever you want.
This guy behind us.
He likes the interview more than you do.
Told him that was the best play he made all game, so.
Fine, but what is Zach Hyman doing? Anyone?
Holding the stick.
It's likely the final video of this series, so let's get to it. Now we'll start with the Eastern Conference Final, where this week we continued to watch the Rangers rely heavily on Igor, who continued to be a beast, straight up stealing games.
In all honesty, call the cops. There was a robbery here lately.
During these playoffs, the Rangers were outshot 13 of 16 games. Shesterkin faced 524 shots and still put up a .926 save percentage. This man never stopped competing, as this is a live look at the man after this series.
It was definitely a different ball game, but I had a blast, so thank you.
Now, while the Rangers put Rempe back in, which did make a difference, and they did get this absolutely filthy toe drag to the backhand beauty from Lafreniere.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
We also saw stuff like this. Trouba just going for a skate while he forgot that he's a defenseman, and they got scored on. Or here, terrible decision to pass from Zibanejad, which led to a penalty and an eventual overtime loss. Where Trouba, again, where are you? So you pair that poor play with the intensity that Florida brought, smelling salt in the eyes, which, hey, if you're making plays like this, I mean, my goodness, playing defense like this from Forsling, who is a beast, and you get Bob continuing to be locked in between the pipes, yeah, it was only a matter of time before Florida took it, and this was great. Paul Maurice making sure to tell Barkov, hey, don't touch it, which they didn't. I mean, they really made sure they didn't.
Told you not to touch the trophy before?
He also told me last year.
Oh, so you didn't listen last year?
We're not going to talk about last year, but this year I think we all agreed that we're not going to touch it.
A couple other things we got this week was this kid behind the bench during Maurice's interview. This is a Florida man in training. So good. But then in Game 6, he was back again, this time with Laviolette.
How about this guy behind us?
He likes the interview more than you do.
Anyway.
We also saw Trouba again sticking out his elbow, and the reaction to this one was worse just due to his reputation. But man, what a reputation. He may be the first NHL player to require Tommy John surgery with the elbows he was throwing this playoffs. But he did get a $5,000 fine. I'm sure he learned his lesson.
Trouba was fine today. You know, I guess take the hat, pass it around. Poor lad, poor Jake. Won't be able to eat.
We also saw Kreider grabbing Tkachuk's mouthguard before trying to toss it over the glass, which was great.
Told him that was the best play he made all game, so.
Rodriguez putting one right into the family jewels of this poor linesman. And lastly, we got this ref seemingly forgetting what he was trying to call.
Holding the stick.
But with the Eastern Conference set, let's head over to the West, where apparently Canucks, Jets, and Leafs fans united to cheer on the Oilers. Definitely couldn't be a Boston Pizza ad, right? But the Oilers do have some decent players, I guess.
You know, McDavid and Draisaitl are, you know, decent.
One of those guys was also Stu, who came up and made key stops when he needed to this series. Now, while the Oilers got up to a 2-0 start in Game 3 and even got a big booty poppin' stop from Darnell Nurse, 3 goals in under 4 minutes later, capped off by a wild one from Robo for the Hattie, which wound up being the game winner, meant the Stars took a 2-1 series lead.
I mean, I don't know, I got the first one and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shoot everything.
And yeah, while this one wasn't Skinner's best work, Game 4 didn't exactly start too smooth either, because while the booty giveth, the booty taketh, as this one went off Nurse's glutes again, but went in. However, this time it was the Oilers who came back from 2 down and almost made it 3, if not for the magic stick of Ottinger. How many times have you seen this? I think the stick's got a bright future. But despite that, the Oilers wound up putting a few together and wound up tying this series at 2 apiece. What's worse for the Stars? With Tanev blocking a shot and leaving the game, was he going to be back for Game 12?
Fingers crossed. You know, hopefully he'll be good for the next game, Game 6.
And then
Game 5. Feels like 12.
Well, he was, but the Oilers were too. They were great in Game 5. Took the series lead by winning back-to-back games against the Stars squad that just didn't seem to be quite themselves. But don't tell DeBoer I said that.
You know, you can sit here and question our character if you want. You haven't been around all year. I haven't seen you here all year. So, you know, you go ahead and write whatever you want.
Now, with McDavid wearing the same suit again for Game 6, you wondered if it'd pay off, and you're damn right it did. He was firing on all cylinders, scoring what was just, my sweet heavens, what a goal. We see this stuff all regular season, but when it matters most, he came up clutch again. And after the Oilers would take a 2-goal lead, they sat back, let Stu stew as he cooked, and took him home as the Edmonton Oilers are going to the Stanley Cup. Similar to the Panthers, they didn't want anything to do with touching the trophy, but speaking of superstitions, the question on everyone's mind is, if he wore the same suit, did he wear the same undies and socks too?
I'll let you guys speculate on that, but yeah, the suit was the same.
What's crazy is the warm Corey Perry will make NHL history, becoming the first player to make his 5th Cup final appearance with a 5th different club. Wild. Some other great moments this week were Skinner with Baby Kulak, Stu with the Vinny handshakes, and listen to DeBoer trying to get through his postgame with the chants in the back.
You're just gutted. You know, they did leave everything out there, you know. So anyway, I don't know. It's tough to swallow.
And so with that, let's finish with some of the great sound bites. We had Gretzky flaming Biz again.
I would say Igor Shesterkin.
You know why? You're tied in goals.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get you a Butch Goring one.
Wayne, shut up.
Bieksa flaming the Oilers media.
His morning, he gets to the rink and he has to meet with the Edmonton Meat. That's what I call the media, because they're raw, dead, and dumb. And he has to answer questions about...
And he also had this great moment stopping Ron McLean from placing the jersey on the ground. Paul Maurice with what continues to be his great pressers.
Paul, you guys, according to the stat sheet, had just one giveaway tonight. Is that something that you...
That is awesome.
Who was it?
Hecky.
Oh, he's out.
And are the Oilers Canada's team? Well, maybe not entirely.
Additional pressure knowing you're Canada's team now?
Well, I don't know if Toronto's cheering for us, but...
But yeah, that's about it for this one and probably this series. So if it is, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate it very much. And hopefully I see you again next season.
From hard hats to steel-toed boots, Grainger's got your safety needs covered. Literally. Shop Grainger's vast inventory of safety